Hey, Josée Roussy, Quantum Living Advocate. In this video, we're going to go over how to do a body system scan and how to read your report. So, of course, you're going to want to go in body systems for this. So there are 14 different body systems. Well, one of them is not really a body system. One is the hormone panel, but anyway, you have 14 choices here. So if you want to do a full scan everything, you keep it as is with everything selected, but you could also deselect everything and just select the ones or the one or however many you want to scan at this time. I personally, every day, I do a hormone scan. I do a full body systems, like with all of the 14 selected. I do one of those once per week, and every other day of the week, I do just my hormones every morning. And other times, if there's something going on specifically, let's say I'm having connective tissue problems, then I'll select this. And or for a client who's having a respiratory issue, like basically you get the idea. You select what makes sense to select. So I'm not going to do a scan right now because there's no need, because I've already done one and we could look at it. But I just wanted to mention it's just one button scan. It's going to scan and optimize all in one go. So let's look at a report now. If you did a full scan, which is what I did a little bit earlier, it's going to give you a 28 pages report. Always make sure when you scan to wear your bone transducer headset during the scanning. And also always make sure to email the results to yourself. This is a habit you should get yourself into so that you could keep it all and go back in time. And let's say there's something that is out of range. Oh, has it been out of range many times, or is it the first time? You could go back at previous reports and look at it. So that's something that you really should do. So the first page of the report is just like, the information about the scan, when it was done and all that. So for every system after that, you're going to get one page that is generic information about that system. So if you want to learn more about the system, you could read that. In the beginning, you may want to do this. And then the other part of the page is the actual report that only has the information that is based on your scan. The two sections that I recommend that you look at in this, that I consider the most important, is the emotional causes. Like this first system is my circulatory system. So circulatory emotional causes. So it's going to give you always the 5 top ones. So there's 13 different ones times 5. So you get 65 top emotions. So it's a great way if you do any sort of emotional work, like I'm an emotional practitioner, or if you have any other method, you could take the information that's there and then clear those emotions with whatever other method that you have. So you have that information provided for you. It's fantastic. You have 65 of them. So that's one category that I recommend looking at. And the other one is the ways to improve that particular system. So it's going to be really specific to you based on your scan, what makes sense for you. And it's going to also give you some supplements that are recommended to help that system. So you're going to notice that it's recommending supplements that selects cells. Okay, so the other 3 sections, I personally, most of the time, to be honest, I don't look at any of it unless I have a reason to. If there's something that is bothering me, something that I'm experiencing physically with my health, then I'm going to be more interested and look at those other 3 sections. But most of the time, I really don't look at it, because you need to know, to be well versed in a human body to know, like, because you only see the text and you don't know, okay, where is this in my body? So it might be a little bit more difficult to follow. But you have in the body section, circulatory body, because now we're looking at a circulatory system, it's giving me the 5 top ones, the top imbalances that you would see in the comprehensive scan, because everything that you see in this report is based on things that you could find in all of the other reports, in the inner voice, in the vitals, in the comprehensive. It's selecting all of those different things that would be harder to find by going in all of the different reports to see it. You see it all combined, everything that's pertinent to that one system. So the body section 1 would be things you would see in the comprehensive scan. And then the vitals one would be the things that you see in the vital scan. And then you have the potential causes for those imbalances that the other boxes are showing you. Okay, so now I want to talk about the fact that there is an order that the information is presented. What you see at the top is the things that is the most imbalanced, and then it goes from there. Like at the bottom is the one thing out of those 5 that is the least imbalance is what you see at the bottom. Contrary to other reports that you're probably familiar with by now, where you see either red or green, or you see numbers, in this particular report, what you see is either chronic or acute. So if you want to correlate these with what you see in the other reports, chronic, when you see it in numbers, would be the 1 to 4, where it's like it's either chronic or a sign of diminished function for that area of the body. So in this report, what you see is it says chronic. So it's something that's either been present for 1 year or more, or like I said, something that is affecting the function of that part of the body, diminishing the function. So acute is something that you would see as a 7, 8, or 9 in the other reports. And it's indicative of either the presence of something that is acute that's going on, something that just is happening right now, or something that is significant, that shows that there's inflammation present for this particular part of the body. So this is the way one system looks like, and all of the other systems, it's the exact same thing. You get a page, information about this system, and then the 5 sections like we just talked about. So I'm not gonna go over all of them. And then at the very bottom is the hormone scan, the hormone panel, which is amazing. I love this one, but it's different from the other pages. This one, what you see is the percentage that the particular hormone is out. So what you want to see is something that is within the range between 0 to minus 40%, all the way to plus 40%. That range is considered normal. So when it's normal, you don't see it in bold. You see for me that I have one here, leptin, plus 44%. It's in bold because, so visually, even if you don't look at the actual number, you see visually because something is in bold, you know that is imbalanced. What is recommended to do when you first start using the AO scan for the hormones is to do 3 days of scans where you're going to scan 3 times per day, and you want it to be at the same time for those 3 days, morning, midday, and evening. Choose a time, but stick to that time after, and do it consistently at the same time for 3 days. And this is for the system to get to know you and see how your hormones, or what your hormones are doing at each of these different times. And once you've done those 3 days, then you could go down to doing it like less often. I personally do it every single day. I'm not saying that you have to, but it takes like 5 seconds. I think not even. I think it takes like something like 4 seconds. So I really don't see the reason not to. So that's one scan that I do every single morning. I do an easy scan, and then I do my hormone scan. So I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask either by commenting on this video or getting in touch with me. Happy scanning!